Hi guys, the topic for this video is percentage increase and decrease. What I'd like you to do as a starter is to have a go at working out the percentages of these amounts. So please pause the video, have a go, then press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, these are the answers. Okay, so remember when you're trying to work out the first one, for example, 35%. Okay, you need to work out what. Hold on. So remember, you always, when you're working out percentage of amount, okay, you need to try to use either 50% or 1% or 10% or what else? Or 10% or 25%. So these are amounts that you should try and use to work out these percentages of amount. For example, 35%, okay, what I need to do initially is to work out 10%. Once you work out what 10% is, you're going to times that by 3, okay? So that'll give you 30%. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add it on to 5%. Okay. So how do I work out 5%? I'm gonna work out 10% again, and then whatever the value for 10% is, okay, I'm gonna divide it by 2. Does that make sense? So 10% of 400. So this one here, 10% of 400 is just gonna be £40, right? You just divide it by 10. And if you times it by 3 to work out 30%, you just times it by 3. So that will be about £120, right? Okay. And now to work out the remaining 5%, well, if 10% is equal to £40, 5% is going to be half of that, which is £20. So therefore, if you add these two together, 35% of £400 is actually, you add these two up, so that would be £120 plus £20, which is about £140. Okay, so what you need to do is the first part, you need to try to break it up in your head using these amounts here initially. What can I do? How can I use these to work out these percentages of amounts? Okay. All right, so these are the answers, so please quickly mark them. And make sure you write the correct units as well, okay? All right, what we're going to be learning today, like I said, is percentage increase and decrease. Well, percentage increase and decrease, what are they? They're just measures of percentage change. Okay, so what they ask you to do is to work out a percentage of an amount initially, and then you either add it on or subtract it from the original amount to work out the new price or the new value, okay, or the new amount. So let's look at this example here together. It says here, the value of Frank's house has gone up by 20% in the last year. If the house was worth £150,000 1 year ago, how much is it worth now? So let's just look at this in terms of a diagram to help us understand what's going on. So the original amount, okay, of the house, the price of it originally was £150,000. And that can be represented as a percentage to be 100% because that's the original amount. Okay, that's what we had to begin with. Okay, that's the total amount we had at the start. So the total amount we had at the start was £150,000. So that's actually 100% of what we had initially. And then afterwards, what we're doing is we add 20%. Okay, so now what we have is actually 120%. All right. So what we need to do is to work out 120% of £150,000. Now you may be confused. You're thinking, doesn't percentages go up to 100? No, percentage can be over 100. Okay, so any time a percentage is over 100%, that would mean that what you're calculating would be a number that is actually bigger than the original number that you have. Does that make sense? And when we come to percentage decrease, if you need to work out a percentage less than 100%, then that would of course be, you'd of course find out a number that is less than the original amount. So in this case here, you can work out, for instance, the percentage of 500%. So that would be 5 times the original amount, okay? So it would just be much more bigger than the value or the price that you had to begin with. So 120%, we need to try and work out 120% of £150,000. So how can I do this? I can work out 10% to begin with, okay? So 10% of £150,000 is 15,000, okay? And then 20% of 150,000 is just, all you have to do is double it. So that'll be 30%. And then afterwards, I've worked out what my 20% is. But really, what's going on here? To work out 120%, whatever your value was for 100%, okay? Whatever your value was for 100%, you add it on to your value that you found out to be 20%, okay? So 120% of 150,000 pounds is just going to be 150,000 pounds, which is the 100%, plus the 20% that we worked out, 30,000 pounds. Add them together, that gives you 180,000 pounds, and that's all you have to do. That's how you work out percentage increase. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So all you have to do is work out the percentage, and then add it on if it's a percentage increase. Okay. And how do you know this would be a percentage increase? You have to look out for words in the question. Look, it says the value of Frank's house has gone up by 20%. So of course, when it says how much is it worth now, if the value of Frank's house has gone up, then that would mean it's percentage increase because the value of the house is now gone up. Okay, it's increased now. Okay. Um, Another way to work this out, I'll show you another method actually. Um, some people might find this method much more easier. What you can do is, what we're basically trying to do is, we're working out, sorry. What we're trying to do is we're working out 150,000 plus 20%. So what you can say to yourself is, well, 20%, what is that as a fraction? Well, we all know 20% means 20 out of. What 20% mean? It means 20 out of 100, right? So what we're basically trying to do is we're working out 20 out of 100 of 150,000, okay? We should make that over 1, okay? And then what we can do, this is just another method. If you find this easy, then you can use this. You just cancel out the zeros, cancel out this 0, whoops, with that 0. So what are you left with? You could just do 2 times 15, which is 30, and then add the zeros, 1, 2, 3. So add the 3 zeros. So there you go. 20% of 150,000 is actually 30,000. Once you've worked that out, just add it onto the original amount. So 150,000 plus the 30,000 that you just worked out gives you 180,000. So this is another way of working it out. Okay, so I've given you 2 methods so far of working out. All right. Another way of actually working it out as well is, well, what we're trying to do is we're working out 150%, 150,000, sorry. And then what we're doing is of course, we're adding 20%. Now, what is 20% a decimal? Okay, we've converted it to fraction before. Can we convert it to a decimal? Of course we can, okay? Because 20% means 20 out of 100, okay? Oops. Sorry. So 20% means 20 out of 100, which also means 20 divided by 100. So cancel out a 0 and a 0, that's 2 over 10. 2 divided by 10 is just going to be 0.2, okay? So therefore, what we're basically trying to do is think of 150,000 as the whole original amount, and it's represented by 1. And then we're going to add on 20%. To add on 20% is 0.2 as a decimal, 0.2. So what we're trying to do is we're working out 1.2 of the original amount, 150,000. So to do that, you just multiply it by 150,000. So this is a third way of doing it. If you don't like this way, just use any of the 3 methods before. This method is called the multiplier method. Okay. I'm going to see this actually next lesson. All right, moving on. So that's how you work out percentage increase. Now your turn. If you can please pause the video and have a go. So it says here, I put £350 into a savings. After a year, the amount has increased by 15% through interest. How much do I have in there now? So please pause the video and have a go. All right, going through this, what do? Step one is I work out 15%. To work out 15%, you work out 10% first. 10% of £35 is so 10% is £35, sorry, because you do 350 divided by 10. And then you can work out 5% very easily by halving it. That'll give you £17.50. So 15% together, you add those two values together, and that's £52.50. And then the step two is it says the amount has increased. So you add it on to the original amount, 350 plus £52.50, and I'll give you £402.50. Okay. All right, so percentage decrease now, another example. It says that Bluetooth speakers originally costing £75 are reduced by 30% in a sale. What is the sale price? So the original amount is 100% like this, okay? So what we need to do is we need to actually work out 70%. Does that make sense? Because it's reduced by 30%. So what we're actually working out is 70% of the original amount, okay? Because 30% of the original amount has been cut off. So when it says what is the sale price, is what we're trying to do is we're trying to work out 70%. I remember sale price. What does that tell you? Of course, that would be a percentage decrease because the sale price would, of course, be less than the original price, wouldn't it? Okay. When have you ever seen a sale where it's actually more than the original price? That doesn't happen. A sale means a reduction in price. Okay. So a reduction in price would mean a percentage decrease. So what we're trying to do is actually work out 70%. Okay. So we're working out 70% of the original amount. So what do? I work out 10% first. Okay. So remember what we done here for percentage increase, where we done 100% plus the 20% earlier. What we're doing here, percentage decrease, we're doing 100%, which is the original amount, minus the reduction in price, which is 30%, and that would be 70%. Okay. So that's what you need to work out, 70%. All right. So how do I do this? I work out 10% of £75, that's £7.50. Then I can work out, or I can do, I can work out 30%. That would be actually much more easier by doing 30% by timesing it by 3, that's £22.50. And then what I can do is actually to work out 70% is I can just do 100% minus, sorry, that should be 30%, I apologize. Keep that, sorry about that. That should be 30%. So 100% minus 30%, which is £75 minus the £22.50, that'll give you £57.50. Okay. What I'd like you to do now is pause the video and have a go. Read this question and have a go in your books. Press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, let's just quickly go through this together. It says there are some design sunglasses in a sale with 45% off. They were £190 before the sale. How much are they now? So what do you need to do is you need to do step one, work out 45%. How do I do that? Work out 10% first, which is £19. Then you can work out 40% by timesing it by 4, which is £76. And then what do you have remaining? You have 5% remaining. So how do I work out 5%? If you worked out what your 10% is, you just half it, right? So if 10% is £19, 5% is just going to be half of 19, which is £9.50. So you've got your 40%, you've got your 5%, you add them up, that'll give you £85.50. And then step two is, it says here, they were £190 before the sale. It also gives you a hint here. Look, if you read the question, it also gives you a hint, 45% off. Now think about that. If you use your common sense, does that mean a percentage increase or decrease? That would of course mean a percentage decrease. So you worked out the percentage amount 45%. So if it's a percentage decrease or 45% off, the sale price will now be 190 minus £85.50, and I'll give you £104.50. Okay. What I would like you to do now in your books is to pause the video and have a go. Make sure you please copy down these questions in your books and please follow the methods that we've done in the example to calculate them. Okay, so work these out, these percentage increase and decrease. So please pause the video, have a go, then press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, these are the answers. You can mark them for me, please. Thank you so much for listening.